The Leafs may never score again. The Leafs may never win again. I miss Austin and Willie. I miss Iggy and Charlie. They're upstairs. Don't yell at me. I'm in my time of need. Hi! Victory puppy! Plan the parade! I have no idea what I'm doing. God to the riches of the league! This team is ruining my life! Excuse me, I just need to try an experiment, okay? Do you mind? Okay, here, watch. Oh, it does go in the net! Look, proof! I'm gonna take some shots just to see if it works, okay? Oh, wait, we need a goalie. All right, Dobby, you ready? All right, you got lucky. I'm gonna get you this now, okay? All right, it's camera set. Okay, third time's the charm. 3, 2, 1. Okay, I feel a little better. It was the stick. You see, it was the stick's fault! The richest team in the NHL, and they can't buy a goal! And you! Sorry, I should probably say the score. Leafs lose 2-1 to the Dallas Stars. But you! Oh, Twitter's a garbage fire today! Forget Twitter, look at this! Look! First of all, I saw this from Mike Darnay's Twitter. He's a Penguins fan. You guys have 3 cups and Sundin retired. Frig off! Ah, Steve Simmons says the Maple Leafs' problem are deeper than Matthews' injury and Nylander's absence. I agree with that. Tavares has been okay for the Leafs, but just okay. You don't pay $11 million for okay! To whoever edits the Toronto Sun, there appears to be an error in this article because I think it was written by Randy Carlyle. You! Oh, the Leafs stink! They need Nylander back! They're so soft without Austin! Austin's soft! Let's somehow find a way to blame a loss where they couldn't get a goal on Zaitsev! Stop filling your diapers and fill your ears with this! Everyone was calling the Leafs a Stanley Cup contender. A loss on November 1st that made the Leafs record 8-5 has apparently changed everybody's mind. Uh-oh, this team has holes. Uh-oh, this team has a lot of question marks, and I just don't think they're ready. You're not ready. This fan base isn't ready for a contender. Not if this is how we're gonna act after every loss. The team that wins the Stanley Cup, by the time it's all said and done between the regular season and playoffs, loses like, what, 40, 45 games? 45 times this! At that rate, even if they win, you're gonna be miserable. Tavares was okay. Look! Shots were 32-19! Oh, you can't only play the final 10 minutes. Shots were 9-7 in the first and 7-8 in the second. Tavares had a team-high 5 shots, tying him with Mitch Marner and the allegedly finished Patrick Marleau. Why do the Leafs suck so bad at home? I don't know, but my best guess is that sometimes they play at home and sometimes they play on the road, and by the design of the essence of sports, sometimes they win and sometimes they lose. Did you for real watch this game and come away with the thought that Dallas was the better team? Did you? Did you? I'll stop yelling for long enough to give you the benefit of the doubt that no you didn't. Dallas stunk. They got smoked and they won. Leaf fans know that flavor. You weren't around in 2013 or my video's big with 5-year-olds. Gauthier played under 7 minutes and Lindholm played 11.5. Babcock rode his big guys like a pony. Still came up short. Freddie, the other one, Anderson, was great when he had to be, which wasn't often. They had a chance here. No! Tavares Marner 2-on-1. How could this fail? That's how! Tavares whiffed on the puck. What are the odds? Once again, they got the puck back. Marner, how did you whiff on it? But it's okay. Patrick Marleau's got it. He shoots. He's good. You're lying. You're lying. That was, review it. You're lying. Marleau, with easily his best game of the season, scores with just over 3 minutes to go. They got life. If they can beat the unbeatable goalie known as Anton Hudobin, and in the dying seconds, Marner 2 drinking. No. This is one of those games. This is one of those games that tests your mettle as a fan. The Leafs were the better team. The Leafs deserved to win. They did not, which over the course of an 82-game season will happen. I know their home record stinks. I know that they haven't scored in the first or second period of a home game for, what is it, 5 consecutive games, which they've literally never done. What I don't know is the answer to the following question. Are you in? No, I'm sorry, I haven't clarified this in a while. Are you in doesn't mean are you a Leafs fan. It also doesn't mean are you just gonna be completely biased and everything that the Leafs do is wonderful and the sun shines out their collective tree butts. Trees, Leafs, you get it. I'm not retaking it. Are you in means are you in? Are you in for the good stuff? The bad stuff? The sick Austin Matthews goals? And the shoulder injuries? Are you here for Willie's ridiculous skating? And the contract holdouts? Are you here for the sick, ridiculous Marner moves every night? And the times where they don't always result in something? Are you here for a player's boyhood dream, even if on some nights it's a nightmare? Look, and I'll wrap this in the Dallas If I Were You segment, Jamie Benn. That was a heck of a tip. Devin Shore taking advantage of a miscommunication or something between Justin Hall in his first game of the season, looking good except for that play obviously, and Travis Dermott. Devin Shore living his childhood dream, grew up in the GTA, he's playing in the NHL, he scores in Toronto like they all do. Speaking of which, Ontario native Tyler Seguin now has 14 goals, 16 assists for 30 points against Toronto in 27 games played. His second highest career total against any club. I can't believe he's not first. That includes a team best 4 goals and 12 assists for 16 points in 12 games since joining the Dallas Stars. Thank goodness he's not on Bergeron's team anymore, huh? Why is it always Bergeron? Why is it always Seguin? Keep one in the East, one in the West. Keep it fresh. Tyler Seguin's good against Toronto. Thanks, NHL PR. I know. Look, that's really all I had to say about the game. We're going to keep the video going with other stuff. I actually have a lot more to say, just not about this game in particular. I just want you to know, you signed up for this. You hoped for this and begged for this. Remember the year they finished last? Heck, remember the Horacek year? Heck, remember the Carlisle years. You asked for this and you got it. This team's not perfect. The young guys aren't perfect. The veterans are kind of old. Babcock drives me out of my mind. But I signed up for this. You signed up for this. We all signed up for this. So you want to win a Stanley Cup, huh? We'll see. Now, before I continue yelling and I switch to my indoor voice, a quick word from World of Warships. A quick word about World of Warships. World of Warships is a free-to-play game, and I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I know an invite code. Use the code PLAYWARSHIPS2018. That's PLAYWARSHIPS2018. Why? You get 250 doubloons, which is great and also fun to say. 1 million credits, 3 days of premium, a Campbelltown premium ship, is that how you say it? And a port slot. Do you want to conquer the seas? Or, as Alex Ovechkin says, be a champion?
Success doesn't come easily.
You can sign up with the little link down below in the description. Alright. Hey, I should probably mention that Ron Hainsey played in his 1,000th career NHL game. Now, you know what? We as Leafs fans have not always been the kindest to Ron Hainsey, and by we as Leaf fans, I mean me specifically. I want you to understand how incredible what Ron Hainsey has done is. 1,000 games played, honored in a nice ceremony. Ron Hainsey's played 1,000 games. Alright, what does that even mean? NHL.com keeps the record of 7,007 players. Additionally, it keeps the record of 801 goalies. That is 7,808 people who have played in the National Hockey League. By the way, fun little fact, only 3 goalies have ever played in 1,000 games in the NHL, Brodeur, Waugh, and the still active Roberto Luongo. So if you include those 3 goalies, Ron Hainsey and also Jason Pominville, who played in his 1,000th game yesterday, become 2 of the 328, just 328 players to ever play 1,000 games. What percentage of players make it to AA? It's not very high. What percentage of players make it to AAA? How about Junior A? How about Major Junior or the US Developmental Program or any of the European junior leagues? How many people play professional hockey in Europe or in the AHL? Very, very few. Those are elite players. And an extremely teeny tiny minuscule number of hockey players in the entire world get to play in the National Hockey League. Out of that little teeny tiny percentage of hockey players who actually get to live their dream of playing in the NHL, only 4.2% of those players go on to play at least 1,000 games in the NHL. And Ron Hainsey is one of them. Now let's say Hainsey plays in every or almost every game for the rest of the season. Let's say he misses a few games but plays most of the season. He makes it to 1,060 games. Less than 240 players have ever done that. Let's say he plays one final year next year and he makes it to 1,100. The amount of players who have done that, fewer than 190. You gotta be good enough to make the league and good enough to stay in the league for 1,000 games, well over a decade. Hainsey was drafted in 2000. This is from HockeyDB.com. So far, Ron Hainsey is only the 6th player from his draft class to play in 1,000 games, and only the 2nd defenseman. Depending on how old you are, you might look at some of those names and go, a lot of those guys aren't even good. Well, no, you saw the oldest, most broken down version of those players. They've played 1,000 games in the NHL. Trust me, they're good. So let me show my Re2pect for Ron Hainsey. Questions, and then I have a story. Do the Leafs struggle at home because they treat it as a spa day? I hate you. At this point, I think it's mental. Remember the Oilers' ridiculous penalty kill last year? I don't remember exactly what it was, but I want to say for most of the season, they they had like the best road penalty kill in the league and like a historically worse penalty kill at home. Okay, some of that might be strategy and personnel or whatever, but a lot of it's got to be here. Like the arena you're playing in changes things that dramatically. The Leafs have done so well on the road because they're such a hard team to match, at least with Austin Matthews in the lineup for sure. So whatever this home thing is, they'll shake it if they allow themselves to. Are you still in? Phrasing, and yes. Polak? Punched Patrick Marleau in the back of the head, albeit accidentally. Did you see that? Do you think Polak will hand the cup to Carrick or the other way around? Well, if it's anything like his career in Toronto, Polak's gonna have the cup, he's gonna hoist it above his head, and then when Connor puts his hands out to get it, Polak's gonna be like, okay, here you are. Stars fan here. Y'all deserve to win. Aw, they said y'all. I see lots of Leafs fans being angry, you think, at the team for not trying, but y'all got some bad hops and Hudobin played out of his mind. I'm just glad we're done playing you for this season. See you in May. Thanks, I do feel better. I hope y'all do too. Interesting. Do you think Dubas feels like this is his team yet? What I mean is if he's going to take accountability for the roster, he better be sure it's his on-ice product, and I don't see it that way yet, which leads me to believe he's going to do some tinkering to the roster. Your thoughts? Yeah, I've sort of been saying this on the podcast for a while. He obviously added John Tavares, and then that's a huge addition. There's a couple guys who I think are like his guys and might not have made it under Lou, Marty Marincin, Justin Hall. But really, outside of Tavares, which is obviously enormous, he hasn't done a ton. Now you gotta remember, he's been part of the Leafs since I think it was 2014, so he had a hand in building this team. I'm sure when he got the reins, he was mostly happy with it, I would hope. But tinkering, yes, I do suspect that, and you know what? I kind of suspect it soon. There's the giant wave of waiver pickups, then like a week or two into the season, there's like the secondary wave. Right around now is when teams start to make little trades, which I'm looking forward to and I'm eager to see, but Willie. Speaking of Dubas, one final thing, check out this commercial from Sick Kids Hospital. Did you see that? Did you see? Here's Kyle Dubas looking all tough and handsome. Oh, look who it is! Okay, so there's a long story here. I've been sitting on this for a very long time. I want to say we shot that in like August. It was really 2 commercial shoots in one night. One was just standing in a bunch of muck in the mud, and the second had Kyle Dubas. Now this was in a different location, but this shoot was, I think, on a Friday night. It was around midnight. It took over an hour in a messy alleyway in the rain, and there was the GM of the Toronto Maple Leafs, Kyle Dubas, donating his time to sick kids. So why not link to the Sick Kids Foundation down below. So that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. Brand new Panago Pizza Steve Dangle podcast coming tonight. Special guest on the phone, Eric Lindros. And I'm in the mood to have a fun show. We're gonna have a fun show, okay? I've done all my yelling. Let's have some fun. This is so stupid.